It's it's a lot easier to be in the hood organizing in Baltimore around the rebellion and injustice and state violence than it is to be in front of your peers. It is. It is. I even before I get into talking about the paper and what it means to me and hopefully what it should mean to the comrades here, um, can all of the women comrades in our party, can you all please stand? And I'm asking graciously, can you please stand? All of the women. Yeah, y'all give them some love. Like, give them some real love, for real. Um, and I'm not doing this to be cheesy. I'm actually sharing a little bit of myself with comrades because I tend to be kind of a quiet, low-key guy, and I don't really share a lot of myself with people I don't know. Um, I've been going to city to city to branch, and throughout that process, it was Tova in Oakland, it was Betsy along with Joe in Philadelphia, in New York, it's Sharon Eolis that I stay with, and Monica. It's Teresa who sends me text. It was Jill in Chicago and Doc. But honestly, Jill was the person who I was talking to and communicating with back and forth to get me there. And in my family, I have 6 aunts and 2 uncles. And one of the uncles was never any good anyway. And I'm just being honest. And it was our 6 aunts who literally, 20 plus grandchildren, it was our 6 aunts who made sure that we were provided for and taken care of and educated and nurtured and filled with confidence and informed us of our blackness in the South and fed us that great soul food. It was the women who did that in my family. It was the women who held us down. And very often that when it came time for dinner, it was the men who said the grace, right? For real. But I always thought, why wasn't it my Aunt Regina who was saying the grace or my Aunt Sheila? Because they were the women who were holding it down. So, I've been in the party since 2012 officially, my first conference being 2011. And I'm great. I'm so glad I saw you doing this right here, Sharon. I nicknamed Sharon General Black. I did. And when I see Sharon, I call her General Black because a true fucking soldier. I'm serious. To be in Baltimore with you and organizing side by side at protests and demonstrations. And for the people who don't know, Sharon had her freaking car shot up. Anyone who does this type of work and has studied history, you know what that was. That was a message by the state. It was a message that we see you and we feel you, and the people see you and the people feel you. So we want to send a message for you to be quiet and calm down. And that was in Sharon's car. So I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you, particularly to the women comrades who have really held not only me down, but the party down. Um, and, I also would be really remiss to not acknowledge my partner, Louisa. She's so awesome. Again. I keep it pretty real. I keep it pretty real. This year has been a very humbling year for me in many ways. There have been days this year where I could not feed myself. She fed me. Real talk. There have been days where I could not put gas in my car. She did that. So I always give respect and props where respect and props are due. And, we very often, we're in a place right now. If you take your time and look around you, it wasn't just Malcolm doing what he did. It was a lot. It wasn't just King doing what he did. There were a lot of women behind these men who often don't get a lot of props and respect. But coming from the family that I come from, I couldn't dare stand here today. I couldn't dare launch this campaign without not putting order in order first. I'm going to go over the 2 minutes. I'm sorry. I'll get started. And I just wanted to thank the organizers for allowing us to be here in the Audubon Ballroom. I was really emotional yesterday. I was in tears for about an hour, just looking around this room and thinking about this man's many sacrifices and dedication and commitment. And y'all, he knew he was going to die. He knew he was going to be assassinated and killed. I was told that right under this light yesterday, I was told is where he was assassinated at, in front of his wife and daughters. In this work, we must give of ourselves, and sometimes we must do that fearlessly. And so I just wanted to give another bit of respect where respect is due. What we produce, comrades, isn't just a newspaper. It is a weapon of truth and liberation. It is a calling card to the people. It is a living, tangible witness to the capitalist crisis, an orientation in working class language that oppressed people worldwide can pick up and relate to on almost any page. That is a very, very powerful tool. It is a roadmap, and I'm sorry, I forgot the paper over there. Can I get that newspaper? This is a roadmap to revolution. It is a literary GPS to justice and freedom fighting. This is not just a newspaper, comrades. And it's funny because Malcolm is holding that newspaper up there, and what people don't know is that Malcolm stressed the hell out of the newspaper. He helped build that newspaper in his basement. He helped start it. That's right. And, he knew the importance of a weekly newspaper. This is a weapon, and it is honestly one of the best weapons that we have. I'm here partly because of the newspaper. What we produce is the last and only weekly revolutionary socialist communist newspaper, comrades, in the United States. We're the last one standing on that. For real. And it is something that we should all be very proud of. And when you're proud of something, you love it. You protect it. You take care of it. You defend it. You invest time and money in it. So that it can reach its fullest potential. And, to those who are thinking about getting involved, and to the young people particularly, please see John, see Leilani, see Gary, see Monica. please get involved with the paper. A few months ago, I was at the plenum, and I spoke on the fact that I walked into branches, and I saw newspapers sitting on desks and chairs and filing cabinets. And I wasn't doing that or saying that to call anyone out or to badmouth any branch. I was doing that because it was the truth, comrades, honestly. But, I also know that most of us are already doing everything that we possibly can. We're stretched pretty thin. And we do a great job of that. But in reference to our paper, in reference to distribution, in reference to getting it out in the hands of oppressed people, comrades, we're going to have to do more, and we're going to have to do better. As a matter of fact, we will do better in that over the next year, and in continuing to build a party. Get these papers, comrades, and I'm just keeping it real. Get the papers out of your cars. Get the papers out of your homes, out of your kitchens, out of your bathrooms, and I'm speaking from personal experience. Okay? There's papers in my car right now, and in my partner's car, in her trunk. And we constantly in Durham, we're talking about, how we execute distribution in a way that's very effective. It doesn't do the movement, it doesn't do oppressed communities any good for these newspapers to be in our homes, just resting on our kitchen tables. No, you should be sharing it with every community that you can. Take this paper to the hood. Take this paper to the ghetto. Take this paper to housing projects, to college campuses, to high schools, to barbershops and beauty salons, y'all, to soul food shacks. Take this paper where oppressed communities can relate to it. When they see on the front cover, cops must be disarmed. It's like candy to oppressed communities. You pick it up and it's just a magnet. And on every page, there's something that relates to the movement. There typically isn't any struggle that one of our comrades is not covering. From local to national to international, from workers' rights to immigration to Black liberation, from the LGBTQ liberation movement, water shutoffs and gentrification in Detroit, Troy Davis, Sandra Bland, Syria, Cuba, South Africa. Comrades, we do all of that in this paper. It's the best fucking paper, the best newspaper in the U.S. And I'm going to say this, comrade, I'm going to say this metaphor, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap this up. Are there any married couples in here, married couples or partnered? Anyone married? Okay. Andy and Danielle, yes. Are there any persons who used to be formerly married or partnered? Right? Okay. So, in the beginning, couples just can't take their hands off each other. Anything they do or say is just perfect, right? And, every waking moment is with that person or thinking about that person, or you're texting and you're sending Facebook messages. But sometimes as time goes on, you take your partner for granted. Sometimes they might even get old to you. But to the brand new person in the grocery store, and I just want to be plain here, who's never seen your partner, oh wow, they're amazing, right? They have a conversation and your partner's personality is just wonderful. They're magnetic, right? That dress or suit that you've been seeing them in for years is old to you, but to someone else, That's the hottest dress or suit they've ever seen. For real. Y'all know I'm telling the truth up here. And the newspaper is the same way. I'm telling you. The newspaper is the same way, comrades. Some of us have been living and breathing and writing this newspaper and the movement. We've been doing this, Fred's been doing this for 54 years. Some of the comrades have been doing this for 30, 40 years. And so we began to take our most special weapon for granted. We don't feed into it like we used to. We don't take care of it and protect it like we used to. But to the new reader who just sees this for the first time, it's the best thing they've ever seen. I remember when I first picked up the paper, I could not put it down. I'm highlighting every article and I'm studying lines here and doing quotes. And so we have to get back to keeping this fresh and keeping this on the movement's minds and feeding into it. I want to say one last thing before I close, comrades. And we're definitely going to be using this to help launch the campaign and touch the people and penetrate communities. Yes. Just a few nuggets from Gary. Thank you, Gary. Right now, there's about 1,000 users each day, with about 200 of them being regular readers on a daily basis. During peak periods, when something major has happened, we can have as many as 20,000 new readers a day, comrades. Okay, that's a lot of readers. Most of the new readers come through either Google or Facebook. We have about 1,500 email subscribers and about 3,000 followers of the newspaper on Twitter. When things happen, of course, the visitors to the site go up. In addition to that, our website, and I'm now talking to the young people here, our website is really an extension of the newspaper. It is simply a virtual copy, right? So if you're not into the physical, tangible copy, hey, use Twitter, use Instagram, use Facebook to get the paper out and push it to your friends. Last thing, I'm going to charge every comrade in the building today. Start pushing subscriptions. How many of us, comrades, actually subscribe in our household to the paper? Okay? For those who do not subscribe, I see you, I know you're putting in the work. But get on the subscription list. Get a friend, a family member, someone in the movement, a friend, a relative. Get them on the subscribers list. Before the year's out, hopefully every comrade, can push at least one subscription to someone in their circle. And at $30 for the whole year, you can spend $30 at Burger King, y'all. So, this is our lifeline. So keep this going. Thank you all for having me up to address the issue of the paper. And I'll be coming back later on this afternoon to, just acknowledge the presidential campaign and the support in that. So thank you all, and stay strong, comrades. Do the workers' world.